So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at an exercise. This is not in your textbook, but you can, look at it here in the video. And we'll go over it. And this will help us, again, to kind of understand what we're doing. And this will help us when we go to do the homework, because some of these concepts kind of plug into what we're doing on the homework. Now, in fact, let me actually go ahead and before we get into the exercise, let me actually go ahead and kind of take you into Canvas and explain the homework and kind of talk a little bit about Canvas and how this is going to work. Once you go into Canvas, obviously you're going to have your classes here listed. So the class will be listed depending upon which location you're at, either if you're at VSP or if you're in my section at CCWF. It will be listed up here, and be a different color, but it'll say, corresponding. But we'll take a look at my class at VSP. Okay, so when you first enter the class, you're going to come up to this screen, and it will have links, and obviously some of these will be different for you. I still need to update this page. And then it also lists some of the assignments, but I would not go by this. But what you'll do is you'll go into your modules. And of course, you found this video under the lecture videos. Okay, and it's going to be broken down into two parts, so there'll be two listings, at least for the first chapter. I think we're going to do that, probably not have any more than 4 or to 5 videos on each page, just because for you, because of the Wi-Fi situation, it's going to take, if there's more than that, it could take longer for this page to load up. Okay, so we'll try that and see how that's going. So anyway, so you'll see the videos there. You have written questions that you'll be answering. And so for these, what you'll be doing is you'll be downloading. There'll be a Word document, so you'll click on that. You'll go up here to download. It will go into your documents folder. And then when you go ahead and open that up, you'll go into your documents folder and open that up in Word. You may have to click on this yellow banner. And then what you'll do is you're able to answer these questions, and you can use the textbook to answer. These should pretty much be in order of how the textbook is laid out, but you just type your answer in here. Once you're done and you've answered all of them, you can go up here and save it, go to File and Save As, save it in your documents. And then what you can do is when you're ready, you'll click on Start Assignment. You'll click on the rocket ship, and then you'll go into your documents folder and you'll find that item. Okay, and then you can go ahead and upload that. So that's how that particular assignment, how it works. The quiz, that should be pretty self-explanatory. You'll click on the quiz, and then again you'll hit begin, and then you can go ahead and answer. You only do have, just for right now, we're just saying you have one attempt. So just make sure, but it's not timed, so you have as much time as you need to answer. So these will just click their multiple choice, and then you'll hit submit when you're ready. Okay. Now, one note on that, unless I forget to make sure of that, are the quizzes. The answer choices are mixed up as well as the questions. So they're not going to be, obviously, I shouldn't give you that hint. They are not necessarily going to be the same as what everybody is going to get. And then you're going to have problems for each chapter. And some of them might be like this, where it also is loaded up into a quiz. And so I know for this one, for chapter 1, they're just written scenarios. So you're just answering in the text box. So you just have to type in the text box and then hit submit. So some of the problems will be done it's a quiz, but it's not. That's just how we had to do it. And then all of your other problems are going to be in an Excel sheet. This works the same way that the written questions do, in that you're going to have to download it, and then it will be in your documents folder on your laptop, and you'll be able to open it up. You might also get this error about that it's in a protected view. Go ahead and click OK to allow you to edit. Now notice down here at the bottom in Excel that there are multiple tabs. So we have this first tab, which lists out our, for this one, it lists out our PR questions. Okay. And then you have other tabs down here that list out other questions. Okay. And actually our homework, what we're going to go over in a little bit, will actually help us probably with this question with PR 18A. So similar to that. But what I'm going to try to do with this is anytime you see yellow, that's where you can type in your answer. So anytime that you see yellow, there's something, that should be entered in there. Okay. Which, like for this, that kind of gives you a hint, kind of what should be happening. And then sometimes there'll be a hint. So either it will give you the equation that you need, or it'll give you, something else, and it'll probably be highlighted. It'll be highlighted in different color. So this chapter we use green. It might be blue. It might be pink. It might be some other color. It won't be yellow because yellow is where I'm expecting that there should be an input there. Now, one of the neat things about Excel that you can do is you are able to use formulas. And so if I remember, I'll try to put some videos and maybe a resource module for you. But if not, just know that you can, to do anything, you hit the equal sign, and then you can select if there was numbers in certain cells that you needed. So like up here, like for this one, it would work out pretty well. You could do that, and you could just select the number. So let's say I needed that number for something plus another number. You could do that or whatever. Okay. So that makes it, you're able to do that as well. Okay. So I just wanted to show you this so you knew kind of how this worked. And again, once you're done with this, either you're done with it just for the time being, like you're working on it maybe in the morning and then you have to go to work, or you're working on it in the evening and you have to stop because you have to go to class or you have to go to bed or whatever, then just make sure that you click File, Save As. One thing I would ask in the way that this is done is I have it saved dash last name first initial. Make sure you change that. And that helps me to know, obviously, once you turn something in on Canvas, it does show me who turned it in. But that also makes it cleaner if for some reason I need to go back and look at it again and I've already closed it. I don't have to re-download it. It's saved on my machine. On this one, what they're asking us to do is they're asking us to make an X to indicate whether there would be an increase, a decrease, or no change in our cash or net worth. And then we would enter the new cash or net worth balances. And so we see the opening balance of cash is 1,000. Our opening balance of net worth is 3,000. And I'm just going to go ahead and click, and then I'll just kind of explain it. So the first one is sell some personal assets for cash. Well, that's going to increase our cash balance. And so in this case by 3,000. So our new cash balance would be 4,000. But this doesn't have any effect on our net worth because it's just changing one asset for another. So let's say you're selling, maybe you bought a new television, and so you're selling your old television. You're just getting cash, which is an asset, and then you're getting rid of an asset. So you're just exchanging. So there wouldn't be any impact on net worth in this for number one. Number two is borrowing cash from a friend. Same thing. So you're increasing your cash by 1,000 because you're receiving cash. So then your new balance would be 5,000. But you are also increasing a liability. It doesn't directly have anything to do with your net worth or the equity account. Paying cash for maintenance. Let's say you have to maybe you have to have new brakes on your car and you had to pay $500 for that. Well, that obviously would decrease your cash. So then that brings your balance down to $4,500. It also decreases your net worth because it's an automotive expense. Number 4 is record interest paid on an auto loan. So you had an auto loan, you paid $200 of interest on an auto loan. That decreases your cash because obviously you're paying that out. So that brings it to $4,300. And it also decreases your net worth because that's interest expense. Number 6 is reduced the principal balance on your car loan by $300. So you've paid down the balance on your car loan $300, but that doesn't have any impact also on your equity. So that's going to stay the same. Number 7, lending a friend some cash in an amount of $500. Well, that's going to decrease your cash. So that brings that down. And then it also doesn't change your net worth. And then you had you received money back from your student loan. Same thing, that's increasing your cash. So because it's a refund, let's say it's a refund from the school, that would increase your cash, but it doesn't have anything to do with your net worth directly at this point. But it does obviously impact a liability that you're going to have to pay that back at some point. And then your friend paid you back the money that they borrowed or paid back, $200 of what they borrowed. So that likewise would increase your cash, but it would not affect your net worth. And then deposit your salary from your summer job is going to increase cash, which is the $3,000. And then, but and that's going to increase your net worth because that's revenue that's coming in that you normally get, each month.